it's all about being anti-fragile, right? It's all about weathering the storm. It's all about adapting to the situation. So this one's from Holly. Hey there, Swole fam. I know I'm lucky to have made it this far into COVID with a job, but my workplace is permanently closing its doors unless I move to an area I'm not interested in all by myself in the coming months. Do any of you have any tips to stay on track when shit hits the fan? I've barely eaten today as a stress response, broke down, and had a few drinks during the day. I'm supposed to do cardio and some lifting tomorrow, so I'm looking for advice to keep at it when I really don't want to. Thanks in advance. Well, because there's really no other option. Just like the example, just use Holly. You could be a buoy. You still have to weather the storm and kind of make it an excuse, barely eating as a stress response. I mean, it's all about being anti-fragile, right? It's all about weathering the storm. It's all about adapting to the situation. It's not always easy, but a lot of people are in the same situation, but you shouldn't be punishing yourself for what you can't control. And I think that's one of the hardest parts and the hardest things that's going on right now with the quarantine and with employment and things like that is it's not in your control. You can't control what the virus does. You can't control what the governor requires. You can't control. And even if your place of work is letting people go, I mean, a business can't keep employees if there's no money coming in. So if there's no customers and there's no business, it's not really the company's fault per se. It's not that you think a company wants to let go of employees. If they're letting go of employees, a lot of times it's because profits are down or, people aren't letting go of employees now because of a good thing. They're trying to stay afloat. And, bottom line, a business is only a business if it's profitable. A business is only a business if it's creating, if it's staying afloat. I shouldn't say profitable, but you know what I'm saying? Like the business has to be making money. So if you have 30 employees and you're barely having any customers, like you got to take it downsize as much as you can to stay afloat and then make it to the point where it has to close its doors permanently, like you said. So, I mean, it sounds like you have choices. If you're not willing to go, then you can maybe, hard to say what you're asking. I mean, there might be some other thoughts in terms of like where you can use your skills, transferring to some online positions or freelancing, depends on what you're doing. I know it's kind of vague. You didn't really specify what you do, but there's definitely options. I mean, there's definitely opportunities now. As much as COVID is fucking everyone's world up, there still are a lot of opportunities to do stuff digitally. You can leverage your skills on Upwork or Fiverr. You can learn graphic design. If you have a phone, you can start doing some stuff, social media management. You can learn tasks and skills, small things, and start really low as like a new seller or a new account. And, you could write blogs or articles or, help someone with posts or, website copy and stuff like that. Like you can, if you're a writer, if you're digitally inclined and stuff like that, and there's always skills you can learn, but it depends on, what you're willing to do and what you're willing to put in. But there's definitely opportunities. One thing that you don't want to do is start punishing yourself with your health. And that's something that you should stay focused with. So brain gains, so fitting today, but brain gains will help you sift through and work through a bunch of stuff, maybe some free time to free think, maybe going for a walk and just thinking things through. Making lists is great, like pros and cons, and see like maybe if it's how, when you're talking about moving to an area you're not interested in, like what the pros and cons of actually making that kind of adjustment is, if it's really necessary. Sometimes things look like a bad situation until you look back and realize, oh, this is a great thing that happened because I wouldn't have found this opportunity. So what might seem like a shitty situation now might actually lead to something more positive down the road. So there could be some light at the end of the tunnel here. I think there is. But, whether you want to or not, you still have to do it. Are you going to just let everything go? I think it comes down to what you can control. And if you're stressing and you're internalizing it like that to punish yourself by, having a couple of drinks, all right. I mean, it's in the past, you did that, but you don't really want to work out. But then you're letting this situation, what you can't control, affect what you can control. And that's where it starts to really eat away. So you can control what you do physically. You can control how you take care of your health. You can control whether you meditate more. You can control whether or not you do yoga. You can control whether or not you put in the effort to learn a new skill or to adjust your business or your work to, expand digitally, for example. You're in control of those things. So a lot of it is just a matter of, are you willing to leverage the other time that you have to work on the things that you can control?
Swole fam, y'all better run this up. KD, let's go. Yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, global with that gang gang, nigga. You know we don't play guys, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang